Good evening, everyone. Uh, we will begin the session in a little while. Today I'm going to share a basic introduction to Zentangle. We will start at 5 o'clock. The material that you will need is a drawing paper, so a drawing book or a drawing paper, and felt tip pens. I hope you all can hear me properly. In case there's any issue with the audio, just let me know. Yeah, so you can also keep a pencil handy, and if you have a black marker or a black sketch pen, then you can also keep that handy. So I will begin in 1 minute. Yeah, I hope all of you have your material with you. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I'm so happy to have all of you here with me. My name is Asavari, and I'm going to give you an introduction to Zentangle doodling. Yeah, so today we are learning this at the My Kids Drawing Room Facebook page. So just a short introduction to My Kids Drawing Room. They are a passionate company on a journey to campaign art and creativity. It's a place for children to come and to express their art, to share their art, make memories of their art, a place to store and share drawings that will be treasured forever. So it's a place of artistic expression and creating happiness through art. And there are monthly competitions. They have an art avenue. They also teach art. So do like their Facebook page or follow them on Instagram and connect with them. They're doing wonderful work on spreading the love and the joy of drawing through the my Kids Drawing Room. I'll give a quick intro of myself. So my name is Asavari, and I live in a village around 60 kilometers from Bangalore, and by profession I'm a sustainable lifestyle advocate. So I work on different aspects of environmental sustainability through my venture, but as a hobby I love doing art. And today, and one of the the art that I really love doing is Zentangle. So today we're going to do Zentangle. Yeah, what we're going to need, I'll repeat, we need a drawing paper or drawing book, and if you have black felt tip pens, yeah, if you don't have black felt tip pens, any pens will do, any felt tip pens. And if you can keep a pencil and a black marker handy, you can keep that also, or just any drawing tool, any pen, any drawing tool will be fine. Yeah. Okay, so I want to just introduce Zentangle. What exactly is Zentangle? So as you can see here, uh, the word Zentangle literally means that it's an art of patterns. So tangle kind of represents patterns. So basically the Zentangle doodling is an art where you draw using patterns. And the word why it's named Zentangle is because when we do it, it can be meditating and relaxing and very calming. So the word Zen, because Zen kind of connects to meditation, and tangle because it's another word for patterns. So Zentangle was started by a couple, Rick and Maria. They started this concept of Zentangle, and what they essentially wanted was that people draw patterns to kind of help flow creativity, focus, calm down the mind, and they wanted just they kind of brought out these Zentangle patterns to the world. And then a lot of artists, including me, we started adapting those patterns, and we do what is called as Zentangle doodling, where we use those patterns, that concept of drawing patterns and that repetitive pattern lines for calmness and meditation. We use that to create different art forms. So I share my art of Zentangle and my love for doodling through my Facebook and page called Art Dil Se, and I don't focus on really selling or anything. My objective of this is just to spread the fun and love of Zentangle. So I hope all of you are ready to draw with me today. So I will share a few rules of Zentangle that are very important to keep in mind. So I believe that everyone is an artist. So whoever is here with me today, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. Whatever background you have of Zentangle drawing, it doesn't matter. I believe that everyone is an artist, and that is one of the main things about Zentangle. And the other thing is that we generally use a pen to do Zentangle, and the reason for that is we don't use a pencil or an eraser is because there's no right or no wrong in Zentangle. Whatever you want to draw, whatever you do, it's fine. Even if you make a mistake, instead of seeing that as something as wrong, we see in Zentangle as an opportunity. Like for example, you draw a wrong line that can be converted into another pattern. So these are two rules. So no right or wrong, and everyone can Zentangle. So I hope today you enjoy the process. Okay, today we are going to draw a feather. So we're going to draw a Zentangle feather just to start off, and then of course later on you can always explore and see what all different drawings you want to create. Okay, so let's get started. I want you to take a blank piece of paper. What we're going to do right now is try and practice drawing patterns. So before we actually get into drawing the feather, we're going to just practice drawing patterns. So for that, what I want you to do is take a blank piece of paper and just draw 4 small squares. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is we're just exploring patterns. We're just practicing patterns and seeing how it feels to draw patterns. So just draw 4 small squares on your paper. It could be a rough paper or your drawing book. And now in these 4, don't draw this is just for my reference. So in these 4 boxes, what I want you to do is fill it with patterns. So this box with curvy lines, this box with straight lines, this box with triangles, and this box with circles. So use these 4 shapes in these 4 boxes to create a pattern. Yeah. So whatever pattern it comes. So remember, as I said in the starting, the rule of Zentangle is that there is no right or wrong. So whatever pattern that you comes to your mind, seeing these 4 shapes, I want you to draw. So I will also draw. So if you are not getting any idea at all, you can choose to copy me. Otherwise, you please go ahead and draw your own pattern. Yeah. So here in this first square, I'm kind of exploring patterns with lines. So I'm just drawing using lines. I'm just exploring this checkered pattern. So you can choose to copy me or create your own pattern using lines. Yeah. So in this box, I filled a pattern with lines. Now in the next box, I'm going to use curvy lines or curves and draw a pattern. So what I want you to also do is to use curvy lines to draw a pattern. So you can always copy me, or otherwise just try whatever pattern is coming to your mind, because Zentangle is all about enjoying to draw these patterns, just exploring patterns, exploring shapes, exploring lines. So whatever is coming to your mind, just try that. If not, of course you can always follow me. So here I have drawn a very simple pattern with curvy lines. So I hope all of you in your drawing books are also exploring patterns. So now in this square I am going to explore a pattern with circles. Again, I am inviting you to try your own pattern out. See what pattern is coming to your mind with circles. If not, you can follow me. So remember that Zentangle is about having fun with the patterns, having fun with the lines. So it's not about really creating a perfect drawing or what is right or what is wrong. And that is why I wanted to introduce it to you today, to tell this is an art of enjoyment. It's not something about creating something very beautiful. And when I have experienced that when I draw for enjoyment, just for fun, exploring the lines, having fun with the shapes, having fun with the thickness of pens. So I sometimes use marker, then I go for a thin pen. So just trying different things. It's very relaxing. It's very meditative, very calming, and it helps to flow the creative energy. And that what I feel is the most important part of drawing or about art. So if you have any questions, just put it in the chat window and comment, sorry, not chat, comments, and I will answer them. Yeah. So here I've explored using circles. I made this pattern. So I've used lines in the first time, and I used curve lines or curvies lines, and then I've used circles, and now I will use triangles. I'm making very simple patterns so that if you want to follow me, you can follow me. But feel free to explore your own patterns. And if you want to make more complicated patterns or you want to make a different pattern, it's just about exploring a pattern so that before we get into making our actual Zentangle doodling, we just get a practice of how to draw patterns, how to explore different shapes to draw patterns. So I have finished drawing in my 4 squares. If you have finished drawing or you finished exploring your 4 squares, then just put it in the comments so I know that you have finished exploring your 4 patterns. Okay, because now this is just like a practice. So we're just practicing to explore how to draw patterns with different shapes, and then after this we will move on to making the Zentangle doodling of today's session. So if you haven't finished drawing of these 4 boxes, or you don't, it is taking time, that's completely fine, right? This is just, I was doing this like kind of like a practice activity for you to get it, because I don't have so much time today and I want all of you to draw a Zentangle feather. So we'll move on to that now, and you can finish this later. Yeah, so this was just a practice. So now take a fresh piece of paper or a fresh page. Okay, and now we're going to together draw this feather over here, this Zentangle feather. Yeah, so basically before we start drawing, I just wanted to say a little bit about Zentangle. So basically what is Zentangle is taking a form. So here we have taken the form of a feather, right? For example, in this drawing I've taken the form of a fish. So the basic of Zentangle is that taking any form, whether it's a fish or a feather or even a random form, like for example this This is like a random form. There I've just drawn random lines and I filled it with pattern. So that is what is the very basic of Zentangle. Taking a form, whether it's lines or whether it's a fish or whether it's a feather. So taking a form and filling it with patterns. And any pattern, it can be of any shape. Like we just practiced, it can be of triangles, circles, curvy lines, straight lines, anything. It can be thick patterns, thin patterns, intricate patterns. Yeah. So this is like the basic concept of Zentangle, using patterns to draw. Okay. So let's get started with our feather. So if you want to use a pencil, just use a pencil to very lightly draw a line which is going to be the center of the feather. So draw a little curvy line on the diagonal of your paper, right? So this is the diagonal axis. On that, draw a curvy line very lightly, okay? Because this is just to help us. We're going to darken it with the pen. So, okay, once you're done, sorry, yeah. So once you're done with drawing your curvy line, what I want you to draw is very lightly draw the shape of a leaf. So from one end of this line, so I'm starting from this end, okay? Let me start from this end. So I'm starting from this end and very lightly I'm drawing the shape of a leaf. So it's a curve from one end of the line to the other end. I'm drawing. So it's like it's a curved line from this end of the line to this end. And the same I will do on this side. Remember, please don't worry about it being perfect. This is like a guideline for us to draw the feather. So just a very light curved line from one end to the other. Okay. So you may not even be able to clearly see what I am drawing because I have drawn very lightly. Okay, let me darken it a little so that you can see. But you don't darken it. I want you to draw very lightly because we will be using the pen. Okay. So now this is the end of our feather and this is the beginning. So here so this is the guiding lines. This leaf kind of shape is the guiding line and this center is the middle stick of our feather. And this is so the top of my feather. So I'm going to draw a diamond shape with little curve in the edges. So not a strict diamond shape but a little curved shape, yeah. So I draw it very lightly. This is just the form outline. So this is like the starting of my feather, and now I'm going to use these guidelines to figure out where my feathers should end, and I want you to draw these kind of triangles but no strict points, just curvy points which are which is like the feather. Okay, let me show you. See here, right here, these are the different feathers coming out. So this is what we are drawing in pencil, like a guideline. So we're using these leaf edges to know where to end, and we're just drawing. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. It's just we're just giving a guideline to our feather. And in nature, no, nothing is perfect. Nothing is symmetrically perfect. So if one side is bigger, one side is smaller, that is also completely fine. And these lines here, this is just a guideline. So you can feel free to go outside it also. Feel free to curve this like this. See here, I tried. Have fun. You don't have to worry so much about copying me. you're just drawing an outline of a feather. So have fun. You can go outside also. Okay, so don't draw till the end. Here, this is the end of our feather. So I have now drawn the outline of my form. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this and I'm going to pause here so that all of you can draw it in yours. Okay, so what we are doing right now is we are drawing a Zentangle feather, right? So first with pencil I'm drawing the outline. Just in case you don't have a pencil, it's completely fine, use a pen. Okay, so for drawing the feather, draw a slightly curved diagonal line on your piece of paper. So this is the slightly curved line. Okay, and then on the top draw a diamond but with curves. And here I have, in the shape of a leaf, I have drawn an outline, and using that guideline of the leaf outline, I have drawn these feathers. Yeah, okay. So if you are done drawing the form, if you have done drawing this feather outline, then just tell me in the comments so that I know we can go to the next step. Yeah, I hope all of you have drawn this feather. Okay, I will wait for 1 more minute for you to draw. Yeah, till then for people who have completed, what you can do is take a black marker, okay, or if you don't have a black marker, a black pen, and outline, right? Don't outline this leaf shape, okay? This curve was just a guideline, so don't outline that, just the feather. I will also start outlining. I just want to wait for 1 minute for other people to get done. So this outline we can erase late after we draw the, with the marker we darken our feather, we can erase the leaf outline. If we erase now, we can by mistake erase off the feather also. So what I will suggest you to do is use a black marker and outline the feather, and then use an eraser to rub off the guideline, that the leaf guideline. Okay, so now I am also going to start outlining with the marker. If you have not done, it's completely fine, okay? Just go at your pace, that is completely fine. And anytime you need me to repeat an instruction, just put it on the comments and I will repeat. what I'm doing is I'm taking a thick marker. So I'm using a sketch pen to outline my feather. If you don't have a sketch pen or a marker, you can use a pen also. That is completely fine. Okay, so Gauri is asking me to tell again how I have done it. So I will tell you, right? Gauri, you need to draw a diagonal line, which is little bit curved. Can you see the center line? That is the center of the feather. Then using a pencil, draw a leaf shape around the center, which is like a two curve lines, which will help in giving you a shape to your feather. And then just draw lines. In case I'm going too fast for you or you cannot understand, just go little back in the live and it will help you to understand how I have drawn the feather. It's very easy actually to draw the feather, and as I was saying in the starting also, there is no right or wrong. So your feather doesn't have to look exactly like my feather. It has to look like the feather you want it to look like. Yeah. So there is no perfect way to draw this. It's just how you want to draw. Okay. I hope all of you have finished drawing and putting an outline, and if you want you can just erase off the guidelines that we had drawn. So now I have my feather ready. Yeah. So now once the outline is drawn and it has been highlighted with the marker, we keep the pencil and eraser aside, and now we only use pen. So you can I am going to use a felt tip pen. Okay, this is from a company called I think Nakura. It's a Japanese company, but I will share with you what kind of pens you can use for Zentangle. But I am using a felt tip pen. But if you don't have a felt tip pen, any regular pen or sketch pen or marker is fine. In case you don't have that also, you can use a pencil, but no eraser. Because in Zentangle, there's no right and wrong. So we're just going to explore patterns without worrying about making mistakes. Okay, so it's now very simple. Now on each of these feathers, I'm going to fill in patterns. Let me once again show you the finished picture that I have made, right? So we're going to do something similar to this. Basically, I have filled different patterns with different shapes in each of the feathers, and that is what I want you to do now. And since Zentangle is about enjoying the process, I want you to have fun in drawing patterns. And I am also going to draw, so you can copy my patterns, but I will encourage that you draw whatever patterns you want. Whatever patterns that you wish to draw, go ahead with that. Explore your own patterns. But if you're not getting ideas or you're not understanding how to draw, then of course you can copy me. Yeah. So I hope all of you are with me. Let me know if anything you need, if I'm going too fast or you need any help in the comment section. And I'm not going to conduct any competition. My kids drawing room conducts competitions. You can connect with them. I think art is about enjoying it, and also I think that anybody can draw. So it doesn't matter, how you draw, how you don't draw. It's about enjoying to draw, having fun drawing, and whatever comes out is beautiful. There is no one person's drawing is beautiful. But yes, if you are interested in competitions, you can connect with My Kids Drawing. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start from the top and fill it with patterns. So I want this top to look little bit like the peacock Krishna feather. So I'm going to give it that style. Yeah. So I'm using a thin felt tip pen so that I can draw small designs to give it a good look. So remember from the practice patterns that we use different kind of shapes, different kind of lines, right? Square, circle, curvy line, straight line. So you use those shapes. You can use more than those shapes, rectangle, rhombus, spiral, any shapes to create your patterns. I personally, whenever I do Zentangle, I play some music or I sit out in nature and enjoy it, because really it's like a meditative, not a meditative, but a relaxing process of just exploring patterns, of trying different shapes. And so that is what I encourage you to do also. Just enjoy, draw whatever patterns are coming to your mind. If you're not getting anything, just let me know in the comment section and I'll help you. Okay, feel free to copy my patterns. There is nothing wrong with copying patterns, or feel free to try your own patterns. So now I am done filling here in my second also. And it's not necessary that both the sides of the feather have to have the same pattern. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I had some issue. Anyways, I'm back. Okay. So now I'm going to explore some pattern on this one. So I am a big fan of black and white. So I love doing Zentangle with black color. But if you want to do it with color, you know, like color sketch pens or something like that, you can always do that. Because there is no right or wrong, there is no correct way of doing it. But I am a personal fan of black and white. So almost all my Zentangle I do with a black pen. But if you want to fill in color or use color sketch pens or color pens, that is always something that you can explore. Now in the middle, when I want to do a bold design, I use my marker so that I can do it faster. If I feel like exploring a thick, a thick design, then I can use the marker. Okay. Here again I want to do a filling pattern using color filling, so I'm going to use a marker so that it happens faster. So now this time I'm going to choose not to use the same design on this side. I'm going to try something different by not putting the same pattern. So here I've just explored some curve lines to make the pattern because I didn't want to do the same pattern. Sorry, I think there was some issue with the live. Anyway, I'm back now. So here I wanted to do two different patterns instead of doing the exact same. and so I used two different patterns. So this time I want to go with a design with bold lines, so I am using a sketch pen. So like I said, it's all about just exploring the designs, having fun with the pen, with the color, with the shapes, with the lines. And so you can do anything. Remember, you can copy my patterns, or please feel free to try your own patterns. So sometimes when I don't get idea, of what pattern to use, I like to look around myself. When I see the tree or the nature, or even the patterns on the curtain or the bedsheet in my house or the window, then I get some ideas. Oh, I can try this pattern. Especially clothes, we have such nice pattern clothes that give such nice ideas on how to draw patterns in the Zentangle. So you can always do that also. And another great place to look out in case you are not knowing what pattern to use is to look in the internet. There are some amazing drawings, amazing pattern ideas on the internet that people have done. So you can always do that, because this is about enjoying. It's not to worry that, oh, I'm copying a pattern or I'm doing something like that. So here I'm going to try a checkered pattern. And it's okay to do mistakes. Like you see over here, I messed up my alternate design. I was thinking of going alternate boxes, but in this area I messed up. But that is part of life, right? We all make mistakes. We all do the wrong, do something that we didn't want to do. So that's fine, in Zentangle. I like that about it. That gives you space to make mistakes, and yet in the end, the drawing looks beautiful. Because it's just a fun play of patterns. It's not about anything else. There, I am done with my feather, and I hope you guys are also making your feathers. I'm sure if some of you may not have finished by now, and that's completely fine. Please take your time to draw. Okay, I'm going to be here for a little while in case you need to ask me anything or you have any questions. It's it is so fun. I always feel like I can never not have fun doing this because I can draw anything, I can explore any patterns, and in the end it still looks beautiful because it's the play of these lines and shapes that create this interesting art. So in case you have any questions for me, just put it in the comments box. Okay, so somebody is asking what is the difference between Zentangle and Mandala. Very good question. So the main difference is that Mandala is a circular art. Mandala is focused on, it starts in the center and it's a circular art. But yes, they are very similar because they both work with patterns and they both are very relaxing and calming. So they're very similar art forms. But Zentangle is just in any form, like let me show you some examples of some work that I have done. Yeah, so this piece over here, this is a complete random thing. I've just drawn random lines and I filled it with patterns. So there is no really drawing here, but it looks very beautiful, right? So this Zentangle is very random, while in Mandala we focus on a circular art. Somebody has asked, what is the difference between Madhubani and Zentangle? That is also a good question. So Madhubani is an Indian art form, and in Madhubani the pattern is always, at least what I have observed, lines, right? And they are depicting stories. So there are humans, and that is that art form. And while Zentangle can be anything, you can just randomly doodle on your page also, and it can be any patterns, not only lines. But yes, Madhubani and Zentangle also are very similar. All of these art forms are very connected. Okay, so I would also like to show you some more drawings. Like one person is asking, can we use color? So of course we can use color. I am a fan of black and white, but you can always use color. Like over here, I have drawn these donuts and I have used color pencil and filled in little color. But you can also just use sketch pens to draw the patterns. You can explore. There's no right or wrong in Zentangle, so there's so much space for exploration. There's so much space for trying different things. Like I tried this art where I painted a background with acrylic colors, and then on top of that I drew this owl and filled it with Zentangle patterns. So I've kind of tried something different, very similar to this, where this was a little big one, so I'm not able to fit it, but I colored the background with watercolor and I filled it with patterns. This is a phoenix bird. Okay, and here my name is Asavri and my name starts with A, so I explored drawing A, and here just by the difference, can you see this pattern is bold, this pattern is light, just by that difference I have highlighted the letter A, that to a half letter A. So it's all about having fun and exploring. So somebody has asked the question, what is the difference between Zentangle and doodling? So they are very similar again. Yes, all these art forms are very similar, but the difference is that doodling you can draw anything, like when you're talking on the phone and just scribbling. So doodling can be anything, while Zentangle is always focused on patterns, while doodling doesn't necessarily have to be patterns. You can draw cartoon figures, you can just scribble on your book, anything. But yes, they are again very similar. Let me show you little more examples. Like here I have drawn an ocean. Yeah, so I have explored drawing an ocean. Here I kind of did a fusion of Zentangle and Mandala. So I used the concept of circular drawing and I drew this Zentangle. So with the compass I drew these overlapping circles, and then I filled them with mandala, sorry, with Zentangle patterns. Okay, so somebody is asking the question, can we make it on the wall or floor with acrylic? Yes, of course you can do it on the wall. In fact, there, using acrylic paint, you can paint on the wall any Zentangle pattern. I would encourage you to Google Zentangle, Google images, and there are some amazing work that so many people have done, because Zentangle is an art form that anyone can do, right? So you can Google and you will find some amazing things. So just last few minutes. So does anyone have any more questions? Just put it in the comments. I hope all of you had fun drawing your Zentangle feather. Yeah. Okay. So somebody is asking if we can use circles to do Zentangle, then will it be called mandala? So everything is so connected. Like all these art forms are so connected. But mandala basically, let me on this side show you in a rough way. Okay, mandala, you start in the center and then you draw. I'm drawing very roughly, okay, right now, because I don't have time. Recently, just yesterday, one person did on drawing one mandalas. You can check that video out, okay? And then here I'm filling with patterns, right? So this is a mandala. Okay, so this is what is a mandala. But what I did with that circular art that I showed you, this is actually not really a mandala, because I used these circles in connected and I did it. So it's kind of different, but yes, it's a fusion, you can say, and there is no right or wrong. So call it a mandala, call it a Zentangle, it doesn't matter till you enjoy drawing it, and that is what that matters the most. Okay, very briefly I'll share about the pens. So if you're just a beginner, you can have any felt tip pens, any pens are fine. One of the companies is Luxor, so they have these fine writing pens. Here I have a purple and an orange, but they also have black, so you can use Luxor. If not, there is also Faber-Castell has these Brusto pens, and these Brusto pens come in different nibs, so 1.5, 2, 5, 8. So then they come in different thicknesses, so you can explore. And if you are really into Zentangling and you want to buy good Zentangling or doodling, or anything like this, you want to buy good quality pens, then these Micron pens from a Japanese company just called Sakura. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Sakura. I think so. Just give me a minute. Let me just check this. Yeah. So it's Sakura pens. These are very expensive pens. So if you are if you want really good quality pens, then you can go for these. Otherwise, buying a normal felt tip pens from Luxor or even Faber-Castell is fine. If not, even just using sketch pens or markers, you can just use those pens and do. This video will be available on the My Kids Drawing Facebook and YouTube page, so you can always check it out. And do like and follow My Kids Drawing Facebook and Instagram. They offer art for children and all ages, in different they have lessons, and they also have monthly competitions and other things. So do check out their work. I have a Facebook page called Art Dilse, so you can also follow me. That is where I share my work, and if I will be sharing more videos in the future, you can check it out on my Facebook page. I do art as an hobby. I'm not a art teacher as such, so I don't really know if I will have more classes or not, but you can always connect with me through my Facebook page, Art Dilse. Okay, so I hope all of you had a good time and you were able to draw your your feather, and do share your drawings with us at the my kids drawing. You can share it on you can share it with me. I would love to see your feathers. Okay, so in case, let me know if there are any more questions in the comments box, and do explore drawing. Always just, if anything you're doing, like I love doing Zentangling when I'm bored, or suppose I have a phone call, so I'm listening to someone. So while listening to someone, just freely moving my hand, because the best thing about the Zentangle is there's no right and wrong. It's all about having fun. Yeah. So yes, Ruchi, these are the Sakura Pigma Micron pens. Thank you for googling it. You're right. You can connect with me for anything on my Facebook page, Art Dilse, and I will support you then. Okay. So thank you so much everyone for being here with me today and making this Zentangle feather with me. Have a good day and the rest of the evening. Bye bye.